The Arab states of the Persian Gulf are the 7 Arab states which border the Persian Gulf, namely Kuwait, Bahrain, Iraq, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. All of these nations are part of the Gulf Cooperation Council. Geographically, the Arabic-speaking Gulf is solely Eastern Arabia. The borders of the Persian Gulf do not extend beyond Eastern Arabia. Hejaz, Najd and South Arabia are not part of the Persian Gulf. The Arabs of Eastern Arabia speak a dialect known as Gulf Arabic. Most Saudis do not speak Gulf Arabic because most Saudis do not live in Eastern Arabia. There are only 200,000 Gulf Arabic speakers in Saudi Arabia, mostly in the coastal eastern region. Cultures. The inhabitants of Eastern Arabia's Gulf Coast share similar cultures and music styles such as Fijiri, Sort and Lur. The most noticeable cultural trait of Eastern Arabia's Gulf Arabs is their orientation and focus towards the sea. Maritime-focused life in the small Persian Gulf Arab states has resulted in a sea-oriented society where livelihoods have traditionally been earned. In marine industries, Gulf Arabic is spoken in Eastern Arabia's Gulf Coast. Only Arabs of Eastern Arabia speak Gulf Arabic. Most Saudis do not speak Gulf Arabic because most Saudis do not live in Eastern Arabia. There are approximately 200,000 Gulf Arabic speakers in Saudi Arabia, mostly in the coastal eastern region. Gulf Arabic is distinct from Saudi Arabic. Before the GCC was formed in 1981, the term Khliji was solely used to refer to the inhabitants of Eastern Arabia. Historically, Khliji meant descendants of Ichthyophagai, the coast-dwelling Vishitas. Politics. Some states are constitutional monarchies with elected parliaments. Bahrain and Kuwait have legislatures with members elected by the population. The Sultanate of Oman also has an advisory council that is popularly elected. In the UAE, a federation of 7 monarchical emirates, the Federal National Council functions only as an advisory body, but some of its members are now chosen via a limited electoral college nominated by the 7 rulers. Saudi Arabia remains a hereditary monarchy with limited political representation. In Qatar, an elected national parliament has been mooted and is written into the new constitution, but elections are yet to be held. Freedom of press. Press in the Gulf states have varying degrees of freedom, with Kuwait topping the league with a lively press that enjoys considerably more freedom than its Gulf counterparts, according to Freedom House and Reporters Without Borders. Both organizations rank Kuwait's press as the most free of all Gulf states and, in fact, rank amongst the top 3 most free press in the Arab world. Qatar and Oman come in 2nd and 3rd respectively within the Gulf ranks. Peace. The 6 Gulf states lie in a volatile region, and the 6 governments undertake many steps to help ensure the Gulf region remain peacefully stable, to help further their economic development and citizen well-being. According to the Institute of Economics and Peace's Global Peace Index of 2016, the 6 governments had varying degrees of success in maintaining peace amongst the respective borders, with Qatar ranked number 1 amongst its Gulf peers as the most peaceful Gulf and Middle Eastern nation, while Kuwait ranks 2nd in both the Gulf and the Middle East region, followed by the UAE in the 3rd spot. Economy. All of these Arab states have significant revenues from petroleum. The United Arab Emirates has been successfully diversifying the economy. 71% of UAE's total GDP comes from non-oil sectors. Oil accounts for only 2% of Dubai's GDP. Bahrain has the Persian Gulf's first post-oil economy because the Bahraini economy does not rely on oil. Since the late 20th century, Bahrain has heavily invested in the banking and tourism sectors. The country's capital, Manama, is home to many large financial structures. Bahrain and Kuwait have a high Human Development Index and was recognized by the World Bank as high-income economies. In addition, the small coastal states were successful centers of trade and commerce prior to oil. Eastern Arabia also had significant pearl banks, but the pearling industry collapsed in the 1930s after the development of cultured pearl methods by Japanese scientists. According to the World Bank, most of these Arab states have been the world's most generous donors of aid as a share of GDP.